To speak more on the ongoing Global Climate Conference in Dubai, Yusuf KILANI, environmentalist, joins me now. It's good to have you join me. Now, nearly 200 nations have agreed on the first night of COP28 to launch a fund to support countries hit by global warming. Are we seeing climate justice getting served?
Yeah, well, thank you once again for having me. It's a very good speech, which is an ambitious one for us to actually get to hear that, because that is what we are all looking up to at COP28. Um, Taking it from the conclusion at the last COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, two major conclusions were the major deal that were reached. And one is the participation of young people in battling climate change. And secondly is the creation of the loss and damage funds. And after that, the conference up till now, there are issues concerning how the UN body will affect the positive use, even the flow of the loss and damage fund. So at this summit, it's a major issue. From the opening remark from the president in session of COP28, what they are looking at is transforming the climate and finance and such that the loss and damage fund come into fruition. Because if that happens, that will help to mitigate the effect of climate change, especially for developing countries. Because the challenge we are having is that the developed countries, they are responsible for more than 95% of the global emission that causes the climate change and disasters we're having all over the world, and everywhere is hit. So African countries contribute less than 1% to the entire global carbon emission, and they are facing a lot of the effects of climate change. And developing countries are at the mercy of the big countries, and that was why the loss and damage fund was agreed upon. But how to effectively implement the fund, it's the challenge we're having now, and probably that is where the major issue within the COP28 will be focused on. On how they are going to effectively put up the fund, assessing the fund, making sure that the fund go for what they are specified for, and to mitigate the effect of climate change in developing countries, especially African countries. So if that works well, it will be to the advantage of a country like Nigeria, because we have our effects here. For the past 5 years, it's been tough. The middle belt region of Nigeria, which is the meeting point, is where we are having the major climate change effect in Nigeria, because there's drought in the north, and desertification, and those grazing are moving towards
All
the
right,
middle
sir.
belt.
So sorry to interrupt you there, but for a country like Nigeria that is highly dependent on fossil fuel, what should be the focus of the country's message at this conference?
We depend on fossil fuel, but there are alternative energy sources that we can annex, and these things are there. So that's why I'm looking at from the global, what we expect from the global level. There are also things we expect from the local level as well, the things we need to do. Now, the major challenge to the global level, the BRICS country, they are making effort at growing their club. And these are countries that are really dealing in use of coal, which is a major threat to achieving the UN agreement, the use of coal. And for us, Nigeria, there are alternative energy sources that we can make use of. But then, if the agreement is reached, or how developing countries can benefit from the loss and damage fund, it will go a long way for us to tackle the environmental challenges that we have. Even the fossil fuel you're talking about, the alternative energy sources will be an option where we can have renewable energy everywhere. We have sun that we can trap to create a lot of solar panels and make use of solar energy. There are energy we can trap from the ocean. There are even energy we can even trap from the soil and put in use as alternative energy sources, so that we reduce our reliance on fossil fuel. For us as a country, we need to start preparing to reduce our reliance on fossil fuel. Most countries are setting 2030 as a target for vehicles in their country to be all electric vehicles. We need to start looking inward. These are some of the renewable energy options that countries are looking up to. So basically, what will favor Nigeria from this conference as a developing country is for the loss and damage fund to be properly initiated, and a system on how it will flow will be agreed upon so that developing countries can benefit. That is always beneficial to us as a developing country as well.
Yusuf KILANI, environmental expert, thank you for your time and your contribution.